What's something you've learned to appreciate more? Friends. The older I get, the harder it is to make new friends, and the more I appreciate the people that are important in my life. Creeping into my late 20s and couldn't agree more. It's not only harder to make new friends, but also to retain the ones you already have. People inevitably move around, get married, have kids, etc. I don't have the large circle of friends that I used to have in college, but am very grateful for the few friends that I still have today. 30 here, all my friends are spread out so far away, and no replacement friends locally. Mid-20s here, can I just get a dog at that point? If you're a loyal owner and want to dedicate nearly a quarter of your life to an animal. Drinking in moderation, barely at all on a night out. Remember in college, when a late night might result in a 45-minute hangover, quickly dispatched with Advil and Gatorade? If I went anywhere near that speed now, it would ruin an entire weekend. It will ruin my entire week. You speak the truth. I spent a weekend in Vegas celebrating my 40th. I swear I was feeling that weekend for a month. So I'm not alone. I'm back to tomato juice. Anyone feeling this or know a supplement with thiamine? A good B100 complex would be good. You should see at least a little improvement if you take the day off and day after drinking. Beer, water, beer, water. If I'm getting a beer, I also get a water. No new beer until I finish the water. My fingers. Since becoming a machine operator, I've noticed that more than a few of my co-workers are missing some wigglers. My dad worked in a factory when he was young and said most of those type of accidents there happened because people would use the hydraulic press, put their hands on the machine, and forget their fingers on a table-like area where you're supposed to put stuff to be crushed. I'm not sure how you simply forget your fingers anywhere near a machine literally designed to crush metal dough. But then again, I closed my fingers on a car's door, so it might be more common than I thought. If you do any job long enough, you'll eventually get complacent. It's human nature. Learned that the hard way. That's what a two-hand control is for. Vegetables. As a kid, I hated most vegetables. As I grow, I discover more and more vegetables that I love. Owning a bearded dragon has also made me expand my taste for veggies. If not for her, I never would have tried squash, kale, or cooked mustard greens. Owning a rabbit did the same for me in childhood, especially with greens, including the wild-picked ones. I like eating my bearded dragon with a side of avocado. Compliments it. Nobody avocado, why I like your claws. Bearded dragon blushes. Who's a cute little bearded dragon? You are. Side of avocado, probably. Being nice to others and others being nice to me. A friend sent me a book, holding the door at the busy convenience store. Coworkers who ask about my wife or kids, etc. It feels heartwarming when your environment is like that. It feels safe. I can't feel safe here. People are annoying. Plus I don't go out. Start by going out and being the kind of person you want to have in your environment. The best part of appreciating nice people and gestures? The appreciation is usually enough payment in itself. I'm one of these people who will have a random conversation. It's fun. Some people don't appreciate it. Single serving friends on an airplane. But some do. I love it, so I will keep at it. Extremely wholesome, and I agree. Love this. You have inspired me, my friend. My overall health. It's something that can easily be taken for granted. It is literally all that you are, and we should really be more conscious of what we put into our bodies. I imagine the medical professionals of Reddit thinking, yay, so if people could just stop sticking stuff up their butts, that'd be great. There was a thread from askreddit that made the front page a few months back directly related to that, lol. There were way too many stories. Lol, that's like every couple weeks on askreddit. Yeah, but the fridge is full, and I just bought a buttload of carrots. I just stopped chewing my third spicy chicken sandwich for a second. Back at it though. Silence. I used to be the type of person that always needed sound in the background. Either music, or a TV turned onto a random channel. Now I feel the need, every once in a while, to just sit on my couch with nothing on. Just basking in the silence, barely existing at all. Guess you don't have tinnitus then. Same. I will never have full silence again. A fan or something has to be going on at all times. I'm pretty sure I've had a mild case of tinnitus for years, but only just found out that it's not normal for everyone, so the last few days I've been hyper aware of it. Oh, what I'd give for a day without ringing. Barely existing at all. Post-work cool down every time. My parents, thanks so much for the silver. I really appreciate it. Great thanks to you, stranger. The older I get, the more I appreciate all of the sacrifices that my mother has made for my sake. Single mother raising a boy in New York City, and I've been experiencing this overwhelming feeling of being indebted to her without a way to ever pay her back. Thank you, kind stranger, for the Reddit silver. Just want to add that everyone should tell their mother, father, guardian, whoever that may be in your life, how much you love and appreciate them. It's easy not to think about it when you're younger, but as you get older and life gets harder, you will really understand the things that they had to endure to give you a good life. I often talk to my mom about that feeling of being indebted to her in a good way, but she just laughs and tells me that the fact that I even think about it is enough for her. Free food. As a student recent grad not too long ago, you learn to take any food offered your way. Though it's a hard habit to drop too. Just ask my waist. I work with a guy who is making close to $500,000 a year. Last time we had free food in the office, he literally tripped and fell into a pile of garbage. He was rushing so bad to get to there. Not sure how no one's asked this, but where do you work? Hunger is the best source. Servants after graduating and getting a stable job, free food just doesn't taste as good anymore. Knowing that I can just go get more food at any time makes me less satisfied with each individual meal. It was a hard habit to drop indeed. There was a lot of free food being offered at work, and I was used to eating until it hurts. Now I eat until I'm full. Energy. I used to be practically hyperactive until I got chronic fatigue syndrome. I used to play rugby, play piano, do creative writing, go swimming twice a week, play some sort of sport most evenings, maintain a social life, travel every weekend to see my parents, cycled most weekends, take 2 extra classes, and keep up decent grades. Now, I'm practically bedbound, a university dropout, with no expectations to work, study or exercise. I'm quite frustrated, but at least I get the opportunity to further develop my creative skills that I can do lying down. Appreciate your energy. It's the worst. I left college with 1 year left because of dysautonomia. Was supposed to graduate 5 years ago. Damn, life can really turn downhill just like that, huh? All I did was kiss a boy who gave me mono, and my life was never the same again. Oops. Other people's time. Respecting other people's time is a really easy way to make them like you more. I hate it when people don't understand that I have other things to do and them being late is an inconvenience. Taking the time to listen. The older I get, the less inclined I'm to speak, unless I really need to. I sit back and observe more now, and I think it's helping me progress as a person. I think there's a lot of anxiety at a younger age to feel like you have to say something. If a train of thought pops in your head once that ego blows away, it's quite nice. I'm young and feel like I have a life cheat code when I discover this. Everyone older than me is just a walking goldmine of mistakes they will tell you about, so you don't make them. Knowledge. The possibility school and uni gives me to study. It's beyond amazing the education we have at our disposal. Me too. Seriously, the only thing stopping us from being experts on anything we'd like is willpower. I'd say interest is a big one too. I wish colleges and universities would allow people to attend their lectures for free, and you just have to pay if you want to get CR that counts toward a degree. I'd be over at my old school all the time. I don't know about the USA, but I feel that as far as most lectures go, you can just sit there and no one will care. Might be more obvious if you're older that you don't belong there though. Here in our garage. Recently, since I quit using substances, I see the world in a completely different perspective. It's kinda wonderful to escape from the escape. I've noticed that after spending a lot of time under the influence, being sober actually feels like its own drug that doesn't have any side effects. It definitely has made me appreciate sobriety a lot more. Yeah, it's kinda neat, isn't it? Weird but neat. Being sober seems to have the same impact on you as abuse by giving a new perspective. Keep it up. Doing absolutely nothing. I find downtime to be far more valuable now that I'm living a higher stress life. Moms, had my first child today. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. Congratulations. And yeah, nothing makes you appreciate your mom more, assume a decent mom, than having your own life. It may sound lame or cliche, but I'm a resident doctor and I can't tell you how many horrible things I've seen. I believe it. I'm not a medical care provider or first responder, but my job entails me reading all of the bad news ever, day after day, and there are many days I stumble out of the office into the glare of the sun or blizzard, because this is the North Pole after all, and just question humanity and its existence, and why I'm part of such a hateful, awful world. Just knowing that people and situations beyond my most morbid nightmares are an actual reality. Good luck and seek counseling, if able. My girlfriend, we've been together for almost 6 years, and it was nearly 2 years ago when she had to move away for college. It's been rough, but I think it has made realize how much I took our time together for granted. Now I only get to see her maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but those visits mean the world to me. Wow, never got this many upvotes on a post before. Thanks. You're so lucky. I went on a mediocre date yesterday and was just happy to not have someone criticizing me about everything. My boyfriend and I live just across a field from each other during the school year, but right now we're in the second week of 2 months apart. It's hard. You have my condolences. Not having plans on the weekend. It used to cause a serious case of FOMO or anxiety, and now I'm just like, please don't invite me, so I can just hang out in bed and pet my dog all day. Weird euphemism, but okay. Just curious, are you more extroverted or introverted? I'm a 19-year-old extrovert that gets anxiety if I don't have plans to hang out with someone every day. I'm wondering if the extroversion might calm down a bit when I get older. I'm super extroverted. I'd say it calmed for me within the last year and I'm in my late 20s. It's probably a combination of age and being happy with what's going on in my life. Wow, I can't even imagine. I have anxiety when I do have plans. Maybe there's some mythical people out there just saying I'm okay with whatever. Getting old. I've learned recently that being able to grow old is a privilege. It bothers me when people are like, ugh, I'm so getting old. Life can be taken away at any moment, so I appreciate signs of aging now. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Cool. Teeth, you have to take care of your teeth. The older I get, the more I think I could have done a better job on something that lasts a lifetime. Preach. My 2 grandmothers are on their 4th and 5th teeth implants, and believe me, you don't want that. It hurts because they get inflected, or your jaw changes over time, etc. Basically, every 5 years they have to be operated on again. Not to mention that sick teeth rob you of all the joys of food. Life. Excuse, I got a little baby coming. Me too, brother. I'm afraid. You got this. That fear is not a bad thing. That just means you want the kid to have a good life and a good parent. My parents made tons of mistakes, and I'm far from perfect, but I love them, and I know they did their best. Almost no parent has any clue what they are doing. You are gonna figure it out as you go, and one day you'll blink, and your kid will be graduating high school and you'll think, how did I pull this off? Good luck, homie. I know it's scary, but really it will be amazing. When you first hold your baby, you feel a depth and breadth of love opening in your heart that's awesome. You thought you felt the best love had, then you meet your baby. It's cosmic. Running water, we had a pipe blow up in our house a few months ago, and had to turn the water off for days, cold and clean, cold and shower, never taking running water for granted again. My parents. As I have grown up, I have realized, I'm sure like many others here, that life is not easy for an adult. The amount of work that goes away into parenting is just mind-blowing. My workouts. I used to see them as a thing I have to do, or feel bad about myself. Now I see them as an opportunity to become physically stronger and more physically massive. I actually kinda like working out now. Nature. Just laying in a park or hearing a waterfall is so relaxing and serene. My dog. He passed away 4 years ago after being by my side for almost 17 years. I feel like, now that he's gone, I appreciate more all the time we had together and all the happy memories we made. Even though it hurts that he's gone, I'm so glad to have him as a part of my life. If you have a dog or a cat or any kind of pet, go show them you love them and make the best of the time you have together. A good conversation. As a kid, I always found long talks to be tedious, but I now find that a good opportunity to talk to someone can help me organize my thoughts and really clear my head. It's therapeutic, and it's free. Doing nothing. I used to be bored as a kid. The thought of having not one single thing to do the entire day sounds so incredible right now. Eating seafood. I've ignored that side of the menu for decades. Now that I've learned to appreciate seafood, the menu to almost every restaurant becomes twice as big. Asparagus. Yes, really. Cook them for only 3 minutes and eat them with butter and salt. Or hollandaise sauce, if you feel fancy. Excellent and healthy snack. Salt, pepper, lightly drizzled with oil, roasted for a few minutes.